Yo, what's good guys, been on fire here back with another video, and here we're going to be bringing you guys another defensive scheme I like. It's going to be another blitz and coverage defense that more and more people are starting to use. It's going to be back to the 3-3-5 wide formation, which was more popular in the beginning of the year, but it's definitely starting to get a little bit more popular now with just more and more meta switches. But we're going to be in the 4-6 playbook, that's so we can actually audible down, get some quick safeties at linebackers. Really, you just need them for these outside linebackers, and these will definitely help for both the blitz and the coverage defense, as you might expect. So, again, 4-6 defensive playbook for that. Just make sure the play that we're actually running, it's going to be Micah Blitz 3 in the middle right here. Just make sure you set that up in your audibles because, of course, you're going to come out in 3-3-5 and then audible the wide formation, so you need it in your audibles in order to do that maneuver. So, yeah, just get some fast linebackers. Put your user in the middle here. We just put Keanu Neal. He's basically a safety, even though he's listed as a linebacker. But, yeah, man, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. All right, here we are out on the field. Now, I just usually choose a random play. I go with cover 2 generally because I like the play actually cover 2 out of this 3-3-5 when I'm running it. You can really choose any play that you want. Should not really have that much of an effect of it, of course, because you're audibling anyway, so you can choose cover 3, cover 2, man coverage really shouldn't make a difference. Next thing that you're actually going to go ahead and do is audible. Now for this particular 4-6 defense, it's going to be an audible backwards. So you're going to press X or square on PlayStation, you're going to push your D-pad to the left side, and now we're in the 3-3-5 wides, and we have the Mike Blitz 3 at our X audible. I feel like that's the quickest because you just press X, D-pad X again, so I feel like that's the simplest thing that you can go with. And then you're just going to press it and boom, quick audible. Now, for this blitz, we're going to show you to do the blitz first, and then we'll talk about some coverage defense that you can do behind it. So what I like to do for this blitz is to spread my defensive line. You're going to spread your D-line, D-pad to the left, push that left stick up. Next thing I like to do is slant my defense inside. So I'm going to actually slant inside. That's going to be D-pad left down on that right stick. I'll show a couple of other ways to run the blitz as well though, but we're just going to go D-pad down. And then with your user, I like to go ahead and just stand right here. A little bit, you're going to stand over the D-tackle, a little bit to the left or right, whatever side you want the pressure to come off of. In this case, bunch, the running back's on the left side. Generally, I'm going to want the pressure to come off the left side. It's going to be a little bit cleaner. Sometimes you have your outside linebacker on that bunch side. He can get bumped with a lot of routes, both by the tight end and by that wide receiver. So generally, we're going to want to get this pressure off the left side. So we're just going to go ahead and snap the ball, force the double team, boom, quick, easy pressure by Donovan Wilson there. And again, you have a safety there, so really fast. Now, I hope we see this in one of the plays, but sometimes the player here, Micah Parsons, we put him here because he's really, really fast. I knew this would happen. Hopefully it happens. Sometimes he will get free, and you can kind of see how it just depends on how these guys are going to block. Sometimes Parsons will be able to engage with, or sometimes this, whoever the left guard is, Dickerson. Sometimes you'll see a little double team. You'll see the left tackle take that linebacker safety on the outside, and then sometimes you can get Micah Parsons free. You guys will see it if it happens, but for now you see just simple little blitz. Get the quick pressure, and it's very fast. No routes really developed. So that's the blitz. We'll go ahead and show it again, of course. So we're going to simply audible. We're going to go ahead and spread our defensive line. We're going to slant inside, and then all you have to do is stand over here. And again, we're only showing the blitz first. We'll get into those coverage adjustments a little bit later, but hover over here, and again, you see quick pressure. Very, very effective. And we'll go ahead and show it one more time. Again, simple stuff. You're really not doing too many adjustments. Just hovering over here, the ball is snapped, you're going to kind of go over here, and this is what I mean. I feel like if you're there with your user, I feel like if you stand there a little bit longer, what actually happens is you get that little animation where Micah Parsons is going to get free. So take a look here. This might even be a little bit faster. It obviously depends on the speed. You have a safety here, so that safety is significantly faster than your defensive end. That could be the case, but you can actually put there's a lot of really fast outside linebackers in Ultimate Team. And of course, in regs, you'll be able to find one, Micah Parsons, one of the best ones in the game. But yeah, you see it's just a snap. He's just free rush to the passer. You're rushing 5 against blocking 5. So really just a super good blitz. I'll try and get that through again. What I did there differently is I feel like I held it a little bit longer, which I didn't do there. I wasn't even meaning to snap the ball. For whatever reason, he like fake snapped it and then snapped it, so that's why things got a little bit messed up. But yeah, it's a pretty simple blitz. It works really almost all of the time, so you see pretty high success rate on the blitz. Hover over here, there you go, Micah, once again straight through the defense. Now we'll try out some other things. I'll show you what the play is going to look like. I've seen some people run this blitz where they go ahead, they slant their defensive line outside. And this might not have an effect, but I have noticed that I tried it out. It didn't work sometimes for me. Of course, it still can work, but you see weird stuff happen on the left side. Micah Parsons, in this situation, Micah Parsons gets free. Instead of running straight to the passer, he's going to loop around because he's slanted outside and he's trying to engage with the left tackle. The left tackle picks up the linebacker or the safety, and that forces him to run all the way around. He eventually does get the pressure, but just super slow. I'll show that again. So again, it is important that you slant down, slant inside, snap the ball, hover over here. Now, in the cases that you do get the safety off the edge, it will work pretty much the same, but you notice, I feel like that's still even a little bit slower. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I do feel like that was a little bit slower personally. Just off the base look of it. Of course, we're not timing anything, but it did look a little bit slower to me. So we'll get it to work the right way one more time, and then we'll hop into some of these coverage adjustments for you guys. So we'll snap the ball, and sometimes with your user, you get kind of stuck in no man's land. That was one of them where I kind of like started rushing the passer, but generally it'll work. Of course, if they were to block their running back, your blitz is not really going to work, but that's what we'll hop into later with some of these coverage adjustments. So for now, we'll set up the blitz the same way. You're going to run the blitz the same way, but let's adjust some of these back end things. Now, we have a cover 2 look right here. Generally, if I wanted to, I could actually audible from a cover 3 to this. It would give me probably a better look. But for this first setup, we'll just go ahead, shade over the top. You could run these curl flats actually at default. They will they'll play pretty good. They'll lurk a little bit more than the zone drops ones would actually lurk. But we'll run them at default for now. Of course, we're in practice mode, so we can't run them normally anyways. But yeah, we'll just run them at default. And again, you can set these to really whatever you want. You can set them to 15 yards. You can set them to 20 yards. You can set them to 5 yards if you throw in the flats a lot. Really, you can set them to whatever you want. Another thing that you can go ahead and do is you can actually turn these into clouds just by shading underneath, shading back over the top. If you're more of a cloud flat guy, definitely something that you could go to. And what I did there is I just put Malik Hooker in his zone on that right side just to prove, again, he really does have a purpose. Even though he's not getting pressure ever off that right side, he does have a purpose, and he is important to the overall blitz. I'll show what it actually looks like if I try hovering off the opposite side. And again, this is really only has to do with bunch, just because bunch, but it's just really not clean. The hovering system just not as effective, and you could see it resulted in that particular play. Just not as clean. Simple stuff. Moving on to some other adjustments, we're going to go to a complete bluff blitz here. And this one, we could actually go with a 2-man rush. So we have a 3-receiver hook, and this is why we run the Mike Blitz 3. We have a 3-receiver hook with DeMarcus Lawrence. What are we going to do with these guys? Now, we can do a couple different things. The first setup, I'm just going to man up probably the 2 most important players in the bunch. It's going to be the tight end. It's going to be the running back. We can shade over the top. We could go with cloud flats if we want, or we can go with curl flats, really whatever. But again, it's important that we give them the same look, so we're going to slant. We're going to still shift our defensive line, or spread our defensive line, rather. We're still going to stand here. You have to give him the same look. Offensively, I'm thinking it's pressure. Then maybe you get in a situation where he blocks his running back, which if you're able to get your opponent to block your running back, you've really already won in that situation just by taking a guy off the field. Especially the running back, one of the most important players this year to throw the football to. Pretty simple stuff. So if your blitz is getting home, what's he going to start doing? He's going to start blocking his running back. He's going to start, who knows what he goes with, maybe a combo like this. So if you notice him actually blocking his running back, that's when maybe we can go with a vert hook over here. And then maybe I want to go with a 3-man rush. So we blitz A, and then I just made up the tight end. Simple stuff like this. And again, you can like shade outside if you want, but you can start getting a little bit creative with this, and we will still show some other setups, but you see things for the most part covered there. The corner out, maybe you can throw it. It's going to be a tight throw, and it's going to be a pretty good click on there for Trayvon Diggs in that particular spot. So it's not going to necessarily be the easiest throw on the planet, I would say. So some other things you can do is the classic double Mabel look, so we can just create the same look. And again, all this piggybacks off the Blitz because the Blitz is going to be his main concern, especially if you're getting pretty consistent pressure with it. So now we can just hard flat both sides. We can leave this as either a 2-man rush or a 3-man rush, but generally what I like to do is just go with either a 5-man full-on Blitz, or I'm just going to rush 2. And again, you can rush 3. If you're not getting any pressure like we did on that play, rush 3. You don't want to give your opponent that much time. He's going to find someone deep down the field, and it's going to create problems. So generally, and it just depends on how he's playing. If he's going with a lot of these combos where he's throwing to the flats quickly, he has a lot of corner routes and flat routes, go with the double Mabel setup, and you'll be pretty well off, just like this. Simple setup, and again, you can set your zone drops to really whatever you want in this situation, but yeah, man, pretty good coverage, all things considered, out of this play. Little lateral, I don't know why you dropped that, but yeah, just giving some more ideas what you can do. Of course, we can, let's say if we're playing bunch the way he's playing, maybe we just want to double Mabel one side, so we'll put a hard flat over here, we convert hook over here, or if I want to, I can maybe spy X, Blitz A, just different things. And again, just mix it up. Of course, it depends on how your opponent is playing. Different play styles warrant different adjustments, different zones. If he's using Randall Cunningham versus Peyton Manning, you might use that spy a little bit more than you would against the Sheriff. Go into some other formations. I'll show it just against some other stuff so you can get a better idea. You might want to base a line depending on the formation. It can be a good idea if those linebackers are not congested or compressed the way that you would like, but still hover over here. And this time you actually see an example of Malik Hooker getting off the edge. So of course, if it were a spread formation like we were just in right there, probably going to shift over to the right side, which is something I did not do a good job of, but you see it actually still worked. It didn't really end up making a difference. Pretty surprising considering I put my user over to the wrong side. It's just how good the Blitz is. But now you get a safety off the other edge, getting pressure, so now you see it actually works from both the left side and the right side. So, man, overall, really good Blitz to add to your arsenal. If you want me to add to this scheme, definitely let me know, because we can add things like Micah Blitz 0, and it can definitely get deadly with this, because you see, it's pretty much the same look between man coverage. Man coverage is insanely hard to disguise, so it's not something that's easy to disguise, but there you see, that was Mike Blitz 0. 2 people free against 5 rushers, so that play. If you guys like this video, we'll definitely get that out for you guys. Maybe even can form a full scheme on this formation if you show enough love. But that's going to do it for the video. If you enjoyed, drop a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.